So good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. I'm actually not late. I don't know what you lot are talking about, man. I'm actually an hour and 48 minutes early. This is a little bonus stream because I didn't realise Arteta was doing a press conference today. So I was just going to go with the combined 11 and I was going to go with the preview. I'm still going to do them at normal times, 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. But I thought I'd throw this little one in there. Normally always do a press conference reaction. So I thought, you know what, he's thrown that in there without me knowing. I might as well just go live with it. And some interesting comments. I'm going to get into it in a second. I want to say thank you very much to everybody who's followed my Facebook. It's over 3,100, which has gone up over 2,500 in the last 7 days. So thank you very much. If you haven't, the link is in the description along with Insta and Twitter. But yeah, he has done his press conference today. And he was asked so many questions, like random questions. But he was asked about the transfer window. He was asked about Kazawa, other players. I'm going to go through it. Let me just get the link up now. Let me find it. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail and all of that. But yeah, here we go. He was asked what he's learned since the last time we played Chelsea. Well, he then went on to say a lot of things have changed that are positive. The way we have changed the energy with the fans has been massive in terms of the results. We have been unlucky. I wouldn't say we've been unlucky. Chelsea game, we was unlucky. The rest of the games, we got what we deserved, in my opinion. Palace, we got what we deserved. The other day against Sheffield United, I feel the same. Like, we didn't deserve to win that game. Chelsea, I say we were kind of unlucky because we didn't deserve to lose the game, but that's the only one. Bournemouth, we didn't deserve nothing other than a draw. So Leeds United got kind of lucky in that one. On conceding goals, he was asked, he said, the way we conceded against Sheffield United hurt. We have to have the ambition to score a second and a third goal in the final moments. This is the Premier League. The game is never closed. It's never over. He was then asked about Eddie Nketiah. It depends on the circumstances. The players we have now, he's been in training as well. I have to treat him like all the other players, and it will depend on him whether he plays. So listen, I've spoke a lot about Lacazette. I've had a lot of people moaning about me being negative about Lacazette. I've had people agreeing with me about Lacazette. Toxic agendas, them words get thrown around as soon as you speak about a player in a different way to how you feel about that player. The fact and reality is he hasn't scored a goal under Arteta. So if Eddie Nketiah gets the nod tomorrow, I'm all for that. And Arteta is obviously saying the same. He was then asked about Lacazette criticising the players. He said, yes, I agree. It's part of the game management and there were things that we could have done to control the game better. I've obviously missed that. I don't know what Lacazette said. So if anyone can tell me, that'd be great. What have you learned about the team since the last Chelsea game? He said, I loved the first 35 minutes of the game against Chelsea. We wanted to put them under pressure. But then they changed their system and they started to defend deeper and more physical. It was harder to maintain that energy. Against Chelsea, that is vital. We will go again with the same intentions. Well, let's hope we can last more than 35 minutes in this game because I thought the energy level against Chelsea was sick. Like, we were in their faces. They couldn't get out their own half. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And then they made that change. They sat a bit deeper. They brought Gjorgjievski in on half an hour, 35 minutes, and they controlled the game from then on. Like I said, I think they were a little bit lucky to win the game. I think a draw probably would have been the fair result. But let's hope that we can keep that energy level up for more than 30 minutes. Is it a must-win game, he was asked. He said it's really important if we want to fight for the top 4 tomorrow, we need a win. If he still thinks we can get in the top 4, fair play to him. But let's be realistic here. We ain't getting top 4. He was then asked about transfers. He said nothing's moved. He was then asked about Levan Kazawa. He said, there's nothing new to say. When we have more info, we will let you know. Now, that to me tells me we are in for him 100%. Otherwise, he would have said, no, we're not in for him. It's fake news, like he did the other day when he dismissed the transfer for him. He's now come out and said that when we have more news, we will let you know, which means we're blatantly going for Levan Kazawa. Jesus Christ. He was asked about whether we could sign nobody this January even. He said that is a possibility. I don't want to just bring players in. I want them to help the squad. I'm telling you now, if we don't sign a player in this January transfer window, they all need to resign. Every single one of them board members should go, because it's quite clear we need players. Not just one player, but multiple players. We need 2, 3, 4 players. And if we don't go and sign anybody this January, then we've only got ourselves to blame if we don't finish anywhere near top 6, let alone top 10. He said he was then asked whether the Premier League or Europa League is the best way to get into the Champions League. He said, we don't know that at the moment. We just have to get every performance as good as we can. To look further is unrealistic. Well, he just mentioned about 2 questions earlier about getting top 4. So he's obviously clearly looking forward. But we ain't getting top 4 via Premier League. I think that's, and my lights died again. This fucking light, I swear. But yeah, we ain't getting it via the top 4 spots. No chance. There's no way we're doing that. So the best bet is probably the Europa League. But then we did that last season. We went, let's go for the Europa League, and then ended up getting hammered in the final and not getting top 4 as well. So, you know, it's a bit of a hard one. You just got to try and play every game and win every game you can. Rather than going, oh, well, we'll prioritise this tournament or prioritise that. Just play every game and try and win every game. He was then asked about Martinelli joining up with the Brazil team. Obviously, anybody who doesn't know, they've got, I think it's an under-20s or under-23s tournament. And he said it's something we're discussing, and when we know, we'll let you know. They're trying to stop him going, if I'm being honest. That was pretty much all he was asked. But they're trying to stop him going, and we need to stop him going, because he's probably our best player at the minute, which is kind of worrying because he's only 18 years old and he fully needs to start against Chelsea tomorrow night. For anybody who doesn't know, and anyone who's spotted this channel for the first time, I will be doing a watch along for the game. Me and Goon at Eagle Eye, his link is in the description. Go and follow him. We'll be doing a watch along tomorrow. I'll be doing a starting 11 reaction as normal, and then we'll be doing player ratings after the game. But yeah, I mean, just some of the stuff he said there is like, you know, it's a possibility that we might not sign any players this January. Why? Why is it a possibility? You know, I'm fed up of every January people telling me, oh, but it's hard to sign players in January. Why is it? I don't understand that concept. We're a massive football club. We've got lots of money, regardless of what the reports tell us about penny pinching Arsenal. We have got a lot of money, and we can go and buy players whenever we want to go and buy players. Now, it's down to Arteta, it's down to Edu, it's down to Raul and Vinay, and it's down to the board and the owner to all club together and say, right, we want this player and we want him now. And then you go and put the offer on the table that meets the requirements of the selling club. If the club say he ain't for sale, throw an offer in. Yeah, because as soon as you throw an offer in, all of a sudden their ears prick up and they go, oh, actually, that's more than we thought we'd get for him. Or it's below what we get for him. And then they start negotiating with you. Tap up the agents. Every other club does it. Why don't we do it? And I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of oh, you can't buy players in January. It's really difficult to buy players in January. It's a load of rubbish. Ryan says it might be a PR stunt. I agree. On the flip side, it could be the PR stunt to say, well, it's a possibility. Don't get too excited. And then we're going to throw a couple of players in there. He spoke about Layvin Kazawa. For me, it looked like he was saying, well, yeah, we're in for him. I might have got that completely wrong. But why wouldn't he just come out and say, we're not in for him? You know, like he did the other day. Last week when he done a press conference, he was asked about him. He said, no, we're not in for him. Now, all of a sudden, it's when we have more news on it, we will let you know, which tells me they're in for him. And if that's the case, Jesus Christ, like, is that the level we're going for now? We're going for a left back who's probably worse than Andre Santos and can't defend for toffee, but he can score the odd goal here and there. Is that what we're going for now? Whether you think he's better than Kolasinac or not is irrelevant. We don't need a left back. Yeah, we don't need a left back. And if we're going to sign him and he's going to come in the summer, then maybe Kolasinac could be leaving. But then again, it asks the question, why are we doing a deal now for the summer when we need deals now for now? You know, we need a centre back badly. I think that's pretty obvious. We need a centre midfielder and we need a left winger. Possibly need a right back. I know Bellerin's back in training. I know he was on the bench the other day. We've got Maitland-Niles playing there at the moment, doing really well. But long-term, summer, for example, Bellerin needs to go. We need a proper right back in there. And then maybe move Maitland-Niles into midfield or keep him as a backup right back. I don't know. But we desperately need signings this January transfer window. And we're looking at trying to do a deal for the summer. And this just smacks of what we've done in the summer as well. I know we pulled out a decent window in the end. in terms of players in. But why did we sign a centre-back and then loan him straight back to St Etienne when we needed a centre-back? I don't get that. Can Arsenal Football Club not bully St Etienne? Is that where we are? Is that where we are right now as a football club? We can't say, right, we want your best centre-back. We're having him. Don't care how much it costs. We'll pay the money and he's coming now. Instead, we get bullied and get told, no, you can't have him until the summer. You can do the deal now, but you can have him in the summer. We're loaning him. Then lo and behold, he then gets 2 injuries in the season and he's out at the moment and they've lost 4 straight games. And it's just mad. It baffles me that these so-called clever businessmen can't close a door, let alone close a player signing. It's just embarrassing. 20 days of this transfer window gone and we're no closer to signing a player for now. And, you know, I know people can sit there and go, oh, well, what have other clubs done? I don't care about other clubs. This is Arsenal. We desperately need players. We've desperately needed players for years. And we're always 2 or 3 players short. And we have been for a decade. And all these so-called clever businessmen don't seem like clever businessmen right now. And it's just baffling. It's like, what have you been doing? I asked that question last night. What has Ralston Haley been doing? Somebody put in my comment section that maybe he was getting trying to get transfers done for January that Unai Emery wanted. Yeah, and then Arteta's come in and said, well, I don't want them, I want these. Yeah, that's cool. It's one phone call. Hello, we want your player. How much do you want for him? How difficult is that? Then you start negotiating from there. It's really not difficult to sign a player. I'll give you another example. We've got Liverpool Never Walk Alone in the chat. They've signed Mino or whatever his name is. Yeah, that deal was done, officially done, dusted, signed, sealed, delivered, and available for January, before January. So why can Liverpool do that when they're top of the league and they're miles ahead of anyone? Yet we can't do that, and we've got more cash reserves than Liverpool. Why can't we do that? Why? I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand, and I never will. Until all of these people get themselves out and go and leave. And I'm not just talking about the owners, I'm talking about the board members. Again, I said yesterday, the members of this board, a lot of them have been on the board since before I was born, and I'm 38 in June. You know, it's just embarrassing how this club is acting. It's acting like a tiny little football club, and they're taking the mick. Everyone lauded Raul. Don Raul. Raul is now fraud Raul, and Vinay is just a Sri Lankan version of Gazidis. What does he do? Apart from chat absolute PR crap. Anyway, I'm going to sip my tea and read some of your comments. Thank you to 285 people watching this live at 4:30 in the afternoon, Spanish time. It's actually hammering down with rain today. It's kind of windy as well. And I really need to go to the supermarket, but kind of skinny. So I might have to put some pebbles in my pocket so I don't blow away if I go, man. Otherwise, I won't be back for the stream at 5 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, let's read some of these comments. Because it's Arsenal, we aren't supposed to have good things, says Mickey. Well, listen, it's been a long time since we've had some good things at this club, mate. It was, you know, everyone was getting gassed in the summer when we signed Pepe, including me. I was more gassed than anyone. Every single stream had Pepe's name in the title for about 3 weeks. But we didn't need Pepe. Let's be real here. We didn't need him. If we're going to utilise Reece Nelson, why did we sign Pepe? That 72 million quid could have gone on a centre-back. We could have gone and got Koulibaly in the summer for 72 million. We could have got Upamecano for 70 million. You know, we could have gone and signed Ndidi in the summer for 70 million. We didn't genuinely need a winger. We could have gone and gotten Ndombele, regardless of whether he's having a good season, bad season, or indifferent season at Tottenham. We could have gone and signed him for £60 million. Instead, we went and signed Pepe. And whilst I'm buzzing with it and I'm happy that he's at the club, we didn't genuinely need a Pepe at the club. We needed a defence. We needed a defensive midfielder. You were sucking the ball off in the summer. Well, no, I wasn't. What I was saying is they've done extremely well with the way that they've structured everything and the way that they've spent 140 million, and it actually recouped quite a lot of that money as well. Getting players like Jenkinson off the books 8 years after he shouldn't have been here anyway. Getting players like Mkhitaryan out the club on loan. So in the summer, yeah, they done well. Yeah, but when you strip it back and look at it now and fast forward, they hung about and didn't sack Unai Emery until too late. They should have sacked him a month earlier and gone and got Jose Mourinho as manager. Regardless of whether you think he's any good or not, he would have been better than what we've got. He would have shook that team up and we wouldn't be playing as crap as we're playing in terms of results, not in terms of performances, but in terms of results. I think we would have been a lot better. He wouldn't be playing Aubameyang left wing. We could have gone and got Ancelotti. Somebody said to me yesterday, but what's Ancelotti done? He's no better than Emery. Well, he's won 3 out of 5 and Arteta's won 1 out of 5 and he's at Everton and we're at Arsenal, yeah? So there's so many things the board could have done differently that I would have done if I was on the board. You might have done it differently. You might not have wanted Ancelotti. You might not have wanted Jose. You might have wanted Arteta. You might have wanted Freddie to stay on. You might even have wanted Unai Emery to stay on. But the fact and reality is, for all the good work they did in terms of shipping out the dead wood, or some of the dead wood in the summer, and bringing in some players, the fact is we didn't need Pepe. We didn't need Ceballos. We needed a proper midfielder. Again, this January, we've gone with, let's beg Granit Xhaka to stay at the football club instead of selling him. Why? This is a guy that's not performed for 3 years, and now we're begging the guy to stay. We should have sold him. He should be out of the club already. And we could have gone and got somebody else in that position. Instead, we've begged him to stay. We're begging a player who don't score or create any goals and playing him week in, week out. Well, hasn't he learned from the previous 3 managers that done that? We're playing Lacazette up front instead of Aubameyang, and Lacazette couldn't score in a brothel, let alone score on the pitch. And we're playing the best striker in the Premier League last season, level with 2 other players, and second top scorer in the league this season, out on the left wing, which takes away from his goal scoring record to play a guy who can't score. There's so many things that need to be answered, and so many questions in that. Lee, I last more in bed than Arsenal last in a match. Bruv, listen, it's mad. It is actually mad, how crap we have been this season. I don't think anybody at the start of the season, especially after the transfer window we had with the Pepe, everyone getting hyped off of that, I don't think anybody could have foreseen where we would be right now after 23 games with 6 wins. Arteta is a yes man, disgraceful. Go back to doing the assistant under Pep, says Sean Lee. Good second name, mate. Let's read some more of these out. Personally, I wanted to keep Emery. We should have given him until January at least. Would we really be any worse off with Emery now, says Alex? Probably not, mate. Mourinho out from day one, I would have been, says Doma Goj Kersan. I hope I got your name right, mate. Listen, I get why people don't like Jose. I understand that. The only reason I said I'd take Jose at Arsenal is not because I think he's the best manager in the world. It's because he's managed massive football clubs bigger than ours. And that's what we needed, somebody to come in and manage that football club. Not just the manager's job, but manage the expectations, manage the players properly, manage the people above him. And I think, listen, whether they win in for him or not is irrelevant. He's at Tottenham now. We've got Arteta. Stop being negative. Yeah, let's all be positive. We're 10th in the table, baby. Yeah, loads of positives to take from that. 10th. We've gone from 10th to 10th since Arteta's been here. Yeah, it's really positive. Let's get the bunting out and the party poppers. What do you reckon? Have we swerved the bullet in Mourinho? Well, I don't know. Listen, they're above us in the table. They'll finish above us in the table. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Afternoon, Gary. Hope you're good. It's effing annoying how the other clubs have done stuff and we piss about. Well, this is the thing, mate. Yeah, look at Chelsea. Right, they were on a transfer ban, and they still managed to get the deals done for Kovacic and Pulisic. Them deals might have been in the pipeline beforehand. Who knows, right? But the fact is, they're on a transfer ban and still signed £100 million worth of players, which is just mad. Yeah, and then they've sold off a load of their players, their youth team, their reserves and stuff like that. They're going to go big this January or the summer. I'd say more the summer. I think they'll carry on with what they've got for now. They've got a better team than us. They're in the top 4. They might go and do a little player here and there, maybe 1 or 2, but they don't need a massive amount to stay in that top 4. We need a massive overhaul to get into top 4. And we're sitting here begging Granit Xhaka to stay at the football club. The club's gone, mate. It's done. They might even be getting Cavani. Yeah, I see Frank Lampard saying that he likes Cavani. There you go. I don't think Cavani's that great a footballer. Arteta will bring Pep ball, just give it time. Well, he hasn't got the players to bring Pep ball. I like what he's trying to do. Don't get me wrong, football corner, yeah. I like what he's trying to do, yeah, but he hasn't got the personnel to do it. Yeah, we haven't got the hunger. We haven't got the players. We haven't got the know-how. We haven't got the stamina. Yeah, we haven't got the footballing brain. Half of these players are dead from the neck up. And it's all well and good trying to do that. Yeah, and I get it. But, it's go and get the players that are required to do that. Play to your strengths and and trying to play all this tippy-tappy football will come off for 20 minutes in a game or 30 minutes in a game, like it did against Chelsea last time out. But then as soon as Chelsea tweak a few things, bang, what answers do we have to that? You know, and how much time do we have? You know, everyone's sitting there going, oh, give him time, give him time. Well, why? Why? I've had 15 years of bullshit, man. Yeah, I've seen this club go from being invincible to being invisible. You know, I've seen life before Wenger. I've seen George Graham days, 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's what we should be doing now. Sit deep, sit tight, and then go for it. Yeah. Instead, we're just running around like headless chickens at times, burning ourselves out and then getting a sucker punch at the end of the games. I just don't understand sometimes. Yeah. And I'm sick and tired of everyone telling me, give it time. Why? Why should I give it time? You know, everybody who goes to a match on match day is paying a fortune to give it time. No. Everything about Arsenal smacks of like highest prices, PR spin, and waffle. Yeah, I've had enough of waffle. It's time they started delivering on what they promised us in 2002, when they said we've got the funding to move to Ashburton Grove, and this move will mean we can compete with European elite clubs. Yeah, with Europe's elite like Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid. That is now 18 years ago. 18 years ago. I had a better hairline back then. And I'm still being told, give it time. Why? I don't understand. What do you think about the John Stones rumour? Whether it's genuine or not, would you take him and Salah for next season? It could be a great pair and instantly could be good. BRY91, I'd take him on loan now, but I wouldn't have him full time. He can't defend, mate. Arteta isn't going to fix the issues in a month. Well, Ancelotti's fixed their issues in 5 games, so why can't Arteta? All of a sudden, Everton have lost 1 out of 7 in the league. Yeah, why can't we do that? We've got a better team. And they've played Chelsea, they've played Man United, they've played Arsenal in that 7. I think they've played Man City. That's the only team they've lost to. So 4 out of them 7, they've played 4 of the bigger clubs or better clubs in the league, and they've lost 1 game out of 7 in the league. So if Everton can fix that, why can't we fix our problem and get back to winning? Because let's be real, Marco Silva nearly put them in relegation zone. All of a sudden, he gets potted, Big Dunk takes over, Ancelotti comes in, and all of a sudden, between Duncan Ferguson and him, they've lost 1 out of 7 and played 4 of the better teams in the league. It's excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse with Arsenal fans, yeah? And like, that's not having a pop at you, mate. I'm just saying, every excuse in the book, right? And it's getting boring. Excuse FC. It's boring, man. Yeah, how about let's start doing instead of talking? Because everyone at Arsenal talks a good game. Yeah, everyone jumps on the bandwagon about certain players or certain managers or certain things certain people at the club say. Everyone jumps on that wave and that hype. Yeah, and then when it all goes sideways and wonky, everyone goes, oh, well, it's his fault. It's the owner's fault. Yeah, like, it's just embarrassing, man. How about start saying as it is? Yeah, say it as it is and start saying these players are shit. The manager ain't that great. He ain't getting the best out of some of these players. And if he picks Mesut Ozil tomorrow and he picks Lacazette tomorrow, I will be moaning. Yeah, because what have you seen for Mesut Ozil and Lacazette to start against Chelsea? And before anyone says, oh, well, we've got no one else, bollocks. We've got Tobias and Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, so if we start them tomorrow and we get the expected result with them 2 in the team, bear in mind, Lacazette scored 7 away goals in 32 months at Arsenal since he's been here. 7 away goals, and we're going to pin our hopes on that guy scoring tomorrow. Mesut Ozil hasn't got an assist. In fact, Alisson's got the same amount of assists as him this season. 1. We're pinning our hopes on him to provide the opportunities for a guy who can't score. Put Eddie up front. I don't rate him, but listen, he's in better form this season than Lacazette. Should Guendouzi go on loan, says Abdi? Well, it's kind of funny, actually, that you've mentioned him, because it seems like Arteta's isolating the players that Emery rated and going with the players that Emery didn't rate. It's kind of mad. I don't know. Listen, Guendouzi's a good player. He ain't a great player. So I don't know. Maybe, listen, if he ain't going to get a game or many games between now and the end of the season, if I was Guendouzi, I'd be like, yeah, I'm leaving, mate. Yeah, I'm leaving. I've played 70 odd games for the club. Arteta comes in and now I don't get a game. I'm off. we'd probably get 35 million for him, maybe 30. Yeah, we'd get at least 25, 30 million for him. So maybe get rid of him if he, or maybe he should leave. I don't know. The fact is, we need better midfielders than all of them. Laka and Ketia, Ozil, Willock, Xhaka, Ceballos says, Josh, is that your front midfield and strike force for tomorrow? Wenger is moaning about that we left our soul at Highbury. True, but Wenger was a greedy and didn't want to go after the whole FA Cup win. You're right, man. Listen, he should have left after that. He would have left off. He could have left after the Chelsea one, to be fair. That probably would have been the icing on the cake for him after the Chelsea one, because Chelsea had just broken a record for the most wins in a Premier League season, and they were champions, and they were relentless that season under Conte, and we beat them quite comfortably in the end. I know the scoreline was 2-1, but quite comfortably on the day. I was at that game, and yeah, well, it was weird when they got it back to 1-0. I thought, oh, here we go, they're going to do it now, and then bang, Ramsey straight away, and yeah, it was kind of mad. But he should have gone after that, mate. He should have gone after that. But I agree. Before that, I would have said the whole City game. But there we go. I would bin Ozil to Barnett, says Moise. Do you think we can win the Europa League, says Domo Goj? No, I don't think we can. I think there's better teams in there, mate. But yeah, it's going to be difficult in that Europa League, because as soon as we come up against a proper team in it, we're finished. Play 5-3-2, drop Ozil and Laka, bring in Holding and a new CM, play Pepe and Gabby up top. Afternoon to you, Philip. Well, that could work. That could work. Who knows, man? That could be a possibility. The thing is, there's so many different variations we can play. And like I said, people say, oh, you can't drop Ozil, you can't drop Laka. I put a Facebook post up earlier today. I had some idiot in my Facebook chat comments going, you're the most toxic Arsenal fan. All of you people in this comment section, blah, blah, blah. You're all toxic this, toxic that. All I asked was, should we sell Lacazette? Do you know what I mean? It's a question, mate. Get your knickers out of a twist and chill your beans, mate. Yeah, it's like people get so irate as soon as you mention Lacazette. Yeah, the guy scored 32 goals in 32 months. Yeah, he scored 7 away goals since he's been here in 32 months. And I'm supposed to believe that this guy is going to be amazing. Yeah, he's part of the problem. He's part of the reason we're 10th. Yeah, so get this like out of your head that we can't sell Lacazette. Why? Why? We've sold better strikers than Lacazette. Even Bentner had a better away record than him. Laka Chappell's number 10. Spot on, Dante. I've been saying that for months. If we're going to play him at number 10. Because you know what? He'll run around more than Mesut Ozil. He'll get stuck in more than Mesut Ozil. Yes, his passing might not be as great, but let's be real. The last fucking performance Ozil had, his passing was ending up in the stands or going out for goal kicks. So I'd play him at number 10. Put Martinelli up front maybe. Or Eddie up front with him at number 10. And put Martinelli left, put Pepe right. I don't know. You'll see when I pick my starting 11 later. Ollie in Arteta. Oh, that's a bit peak, that, bruv. Yeah, it's not all about Ollie's not the one. Glorified PE teacher, bruv. Laka hasn't lived up to the hype. He isn't good enough to get us where we should be. Exactly. Listen, I like Lacazette. I think he's a good player. But this wank fest over him, yeah, about, oh, well, give him time. He's been here 32 months. He scored 32 goals. Yeah. And bear in mind, yeah, he scored 7 away goals in that time. Jamie Vardy has 30 in the same amount of time, which is 2 goals less than Lacazette's total for Arsenal. Vardy has scored 30 away goals in 32 months. And people are telling me, oh, we can't slag Lacazette off. We can't say we can sell Lacazette. We can't cuss him. Why? So you are happy with the owners. Davo, where did I say that? If you're gonna like try and put words into my mouth, mate, come on, man. You got to do better than that. Where have I said that? He's having a rough patch. Be patient, bruv. Seriously, stop telling me to be patient, man. It's boring. Come on, man. Patient. 7 away goals in 32 months, 2.5 seasons, 7 away goals, and you're telling me to be patient. What do you suddenly think is going to change for Lacazette to suddenly start scoring away from home? What's going to change? Because all I hear is, oh, but we need a proper number 10. We got Ozil. We'll put Ozil in. If Ozil plays games, we're going to win more. If Ozil plays, we're going to get top 4. If Ozil plays, we play better. Yeah. If Ozil plays, Lacazette and Aubameyang will score more. Let's play that front 4: Aubameyang, Pepe, Laka, and Ozil. That front 4 costs 240 million quid. How many goals they got this season? Take Aubameyang out because he's cool. He's banging goals. Now compare the other 3. 50 million, 72 million, and 42 million. Yeah, that's 164 million pounds. How many goals have they got? Lacazette's got 5. Ozil's got none. And Pepe's got, what, 5? So they've got 10 goals between 164 million quid. You're telling me there's not better players out there that could do more? Yeah, at this point, I would take Danny Ings up front. Yeah, at least the geezer knows where the back of the net is. Patience, this isn't Hull. Yeah, this isn't Hull City. Exactly. Thank you very much. We are not Hull City. Why are we trying to be patient? Yeah, patient for what? Patient for what? Told you, patience was being told in 2002 when we moved to the Emirates in 2006, 7. We're going to compete with Europeans elite. We're now in 2020 and we're nowhere near. Yeah, sod patience. It's time to deliver. We have a dead board, says Hugh. The board are the biggest issue, mate. For me, they're the biggest problem. Yeah, but now the owner is the full owner and not just a shareholder, he's the full owner. He can sack the board. So is he going to? Probably not. Name a top team that plays a number 10. The position is dead. There you go. The position's been dying out for a long time, mate. And number 10s are a thing of the past. They're like 5-10 years ago, mate. But listen, I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes. Do drive the likes up. 62 of you have done that so far. Thank you to everyone who's followed my Facebook page. Over 3,100 now. It's gone up 2,600 in the last 7 days, which is pretty relentless. So if you haven't followed that, do go and follow it. Anyone who was asking me, can you follow me back? I can't follow you back off a page. Yeah, it is not a profile. It is a page. 2 different things. So I can't follow anybody on a page. But you can follow me if you want. Instagram, you can follow that. Twitter, you can follow that. They're all in the description. I will be back later doing a combined 11 for the game. And the season is a write-off. It is a write-off. Yeah. I don't get some of the points you're putting at me, mate. Like, I swear you said the season was a write-off. Well, it is. Well, what do you expect us to do this season? Yeah, what do you expect us to do in terms of league position? In terms of Europa League, we ain't going nowhere. FA Cup, we ain't going to win it. What do you expect us to do? I'm expecting us to go and buy players to tee us up for next season. Yeah, and all we're doing is poncing around. We're leaving fucking Kazawa. Yeah, and some Brazilian we've never heard of. Yeah, that might work out all right because the last Brazilian I've never heard of is actually doing all right and is actually our best player right now. But this is Arsenal Football Club and we're poncing around going after Leivin Kazawa. Let that sink in, mate. Yeah, let that sink in. Big up, James. Hope you're good, my friend. In my opinion, our fans turn their noses up at players like Grealish, Dunk, etc., players like that. The fans are deluded and just want big names. Spot on, couldn't agree more, although I can't stand Grealish. I can't stand that little rat. Hate everything about him, mate. Although he would be better at number 10 than our current number 10. But Lewis Dunk all day long. Max Aarons all day long. How much is that going to cost to buy them? 65 million? Go and do it. And we're poncing around with some left back who can't even get in at PSG. Yeah, he's number 2 to Bernat at PSG. Jesus Christ. But yeah, listen, I'm going to do 3 more comments. I'm going to get myself out of here. I want to see Ceballos in Ozil's place. I do as well. Boob, I hope I can Boob. Boube, I don't know how I pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. This season is a write-off, says Omar. Yep. John Fleck, I can't stand that guy. Yeah, there's something about certain players that just trigger me. Yeah, Jack Grealish is one of them. Mesut Ozil is another. Yeah, them players, I just look at them and I think, nah, you're a right little rat. I don't like you. Yeah, I'm sure they're lovely fellas, but nah, not for me. Let's do one more comment. Why has nobody gone for any of the Wolverhampton Wanderers players? They are quality across the pitch, says Jade. Absolutely. Ruben Neves, Connor Cody, Raul Jimenez, even Neto, all of them. In fact, just buy the whole club, liquidate it, and we'll have their whole team. Yeah, because they're miles better than us. Miles better than us. And on that note, my friends, thank you very much for joining. I will be back at 5 o'clock, which is in about an hour and 12 minutes. I'm going to do a combined 11, so I'm going to get my head down and have a little look at that. And yeah, see you in about an hour or so. Do drive the likes up. All the links are in the description. Big up South London's finest. Hope you're good. What the fuck is our scouting network doing? Our scouting network, my friend, is non-existent. It's, oh, let's give the job to Edu and hope he can find some South Americans that work. Other than that, it's dead. But anyway, I'll see you in an hour and 12 minutes. Laters, peeps.